This is a small tutorial for the use of the Phenomizer, a freely available web-based application that is aimed at helping you to identify the correct differential diagnosis for a patient with hereditary disease. When you open the website, you will see this interface in your browser. On the left-hand side, you can browse the vocabulary of the human phenotype ontology in 3 different ways. The panel on the right is a container where you collect the phenotypic features of the patient that you want to find the diagnosis for. Here in the first tab, you can search for phenotypic abnormalities, also called terms, that are contained in the human phenotype ontology. Just use this nice search field here. While you type, it will help you by automatically suggesting terms that match your query. Just select the one that you are searching for, and here you go. In this case, we search for arachnodactyly. Hit enter a second time. Once you've found the term that you searched for, in our case, arachnodactyly, you can add it to the set of terms that describe the abnormalities of your patient, which will be the query later. You can drag and drop the term, double-click on it, or use the context menu. We will now use the context menu, click with the right mouse button, and then select Add to Patient's Features. Show you a second example. Search for pectus excavatum. We will now drag and drop it. Click on the term, drag it over here and drop it. The second tab allows you to search by disease that are annotated with terms of the HPO. This may help you if your patient has symptoms that are similar signs of a syndrome that you already know. Again, you can use the search field here. Search for Aicardi syndrome. You can then use the context menu and show which terms are connected to that disease, and then again drag and drop terms over here. Last but not least, you can browse the HPO in the form of a tree. Here you see the root. By clicking on the symbols in front of the terms, you can expand the tree's nodes and see the children. Again, you can add the terms by just double-click or drag and drop, or by using the context menu. In this example, we just use developmental retardation. Again, drag and drop. So this is now our query here. You can also select features as mandatory, which will exclude all diseases that do not have these features. Click here and choose mandatory. You may also filter by mode of inheritance. If you choose one of those modes here, all diseases that do not have this mode of inheritance will be filtered. We will now click on Get Diagnosis. As you can see here, we have several diagnoses that are kind of similar to the query, but none of them achieved a significant p-value. The Phenomizer gives you now the possibility to select diseases and use these to identify further phenotypic features that discriminate between the selected diseases. We will now select the first 10 diseases. And click Improve Differential Diagnosis, which will open a new window. You can see here that there are 2 different modes available: binary and specific search. Binary means that the top ranked feature applies to half of the diseases you selected, so adding this term to the query should rank half of the selected diseases higher and the rest lower. The specific mode shows you features that are specific to one of the selected diseases. We will now add this term here and run the query again. This will result in an improved ranking, where the search disease in this example ranked on top. Still, it's not significant, so maybe this requires further investigation. For every disease in this list, you can go further on to the OMIM database, get a list of the known diseased genes, or go to Google Image Search to get an impression how patients with that syndrome look like. Finally, you may also download the results in PDF format or in a comma-separated format which you can import into a spreadsheet program. I hope this small tutorial will help you and gave you an impression on how to use a Phenomizer for clinical diagnostics in human genetics. If you have comments or suggestions for the Phenomizer, please feel free to contact the authors or developers. Goodbye.